صلى الله على محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم.
Chapter on the Rajm, stoning to death of a married lady who has become pregnant through illegal sexual intercourse. Narrated Ibn Abbas, may Allah be pleased with him, I used to teach the Quran to some people of the Muhajirin, immigrants, among whom there was Abdurrahman bin Auf. While I was at his house at Mina, and he was with Umar bin al-Khattab during Umar's last Hajj, Abdurrahman came to me and said, "Would that you had seen the man who came today to the chief of the believers, Umar, saying, 'O chief of the believers, what do you think about so-and-so who says, if Umar should die, I will give the bay'ah pledge to such and such person, as by Allah, the bay'ah to Abu Bakr was nothing but a prompt, sudden action which got established afterwards.'" Umar became angry and then said, "If Allah will, I will stand before the people tonight and warn them against those people who want to deprive others of their rights, the question of rulership." Abdurrahman said, "I said, O chief of the believers, do not do that, for the season of Hajj gathers the riffraff and the rabble, and it will be they who will gather around you when you stand to address the people. And I'm afraid that you will get up and say something, and some people will spread your statement and may not say what you have actually said, and may not understand its meaning, and may interpret it incorrectly. So you should wait till you reach Al-Madinah, as it is the place of emigration and the place of Prophet's Sunnah. And there you can come in touch with the learned and noble people and tell them your ideas with confidence, and the learned people will understand your statement and put it in its proper place." On that, Omar said, "By Allah, if Allah will, I will do this in the first speech I will deliver before the people in Al-Madinah." Ibn Abbas added, "We reached Al-Madinah by the end of the month of Dhul Hijjah, and when it was Friday, we went quickly to the mosque, as soon as the sun had declined, and I saw Sa'id bin Zaid bin Amr bin Nufail sitting at the corner of the pulpit, and I too sat close to him so that my knee was touching his knee. And after a short while, Umar bin al-Khattab came out, and when I saw him coming towards us, I said to Sa'id bin Zaid bin Amr bin Nufail, 'Today, Umar will say such a thing as he has never said since he was chosen as caliph.' Sa'id denied my statement with astonishment and said, 'What thing do you expect Umar to say the like of which he has never said before?' In the meantime, Umar sat down on the pulpit, and when the muadhin had finished their call for the salah, prayer, Umar stood up, and having glorified and praised Allah as he deserved, he said, "Amma ba'd." Then after, I am going to tell you something which Allah has written for me to say. I do not know. Perhaps it portends my death. So whoever understands and remembers it must narrate it to the others wherever his mount takes him. But if somebody is afraid that he does not understand it, then it is unlawful for him to tell lies about me. Allah sent Muhammad, peace be upon him, with the truth and revealed the book, the Quran, to him. And among what Allah revealed was the verse of the Rajm, the stoning to death of married person, male and female, who commits illegal sexual intercourse. And we did recite this verse and understood and memorized it. Allah's Messenger, peace be upon him, did carry out the punishment of stoning, and so did we after him. And I am afraid that after a long time has passed, somebody will say, "By Allah, we do not find the verse of the Rajm in Allah's book." And thus they will go astray by leaving an obligation which Allah has revealed. And the punishment of the Rajm is to be inflicted to any married person, male and female, who commits illegal sexual intercourse if the required evidence is available, or there is conception or confession. And then we use to recite among the verses in Allah's book, "O people, do not claim to be the offspring of other than your fathers, as it is disbelief on your part that you claim to be the offspring of other than your real father." Then Allah's Messenger, peace be upon him, said, "Do not praise me excessively, as Prophet Isa bin Maryam, Jesus son of Mary, peace be upon him, was praised, but call me Allah's slave and his messenger. O people, I have been informed that a speaker amongst you says, 'By Allah, if Umar should die, I will give the bay'ah pledge to such and such person.' One should not deceive oneself by saying that the bay'ah given to Abu Bakr was given suddenly, and it was successful. No doubt it was like that, but Allah saved the people from its evil, and there is none among you who has the qualities of Abu Bakr." Remember that whoever gives the bay'ah to anybody among you without consulting the other Muslims, neither that person nor the person to whom the bay'ah was given are to be supported, lest they both should be killed. And no doubt, after the death of the Prophet, peace be upon him, we were informed that the Ansar disagreed with us and gathered in the shed of Bani Saidah. Ali and Az-Zubair and whoever was with them opposed us, while the emigrants gathered with Abu Bakr. I said to Abu Bakr, let's go to these Ansari brothers of ours. So we set out seeking them, and when we approached them, 2 of their pious men met us and informed us of the final decision of the Ansar and said, O group of Muhajirin, emigrants, where are you going? We replied, we are going to these Ansari brothers of ours. They said to us, you shouldn't go near them. Carry out whatever we have already decided. I said, by Allah, we will go to them. And so we proceeded until we reached them at the shed of Bani Saidah. Behold, there was a man sitting amongst them, wrapped in something. I asked, who is that man? They said, he is Sa'd bin Ubadah. I asked, what is wrong with him? They said, he is sick. After we sat for a while, the Ansar's speaker said, La ilaha illallah. None has the right to be worshipped but Allah. And praising Allah as he deserved, he added, Amma ba'd. We are Allah's Ansar, helpers, and the majority of the Muslim army, while you, the emigrants, are a small group, and some people among you came with the intention of preventing us from practicing this matter of caliphate and depriving us of it. When the speaker had finished, I intended to speak as I had prepared speech which I liked and which I wanted to deliver in the presence of Abu Bakr, and I used to avoid provoking him. So when I wanted to speak, Abu Bakr said, wait a while. I disliked to make him angry, so Abu Bakr himself gave a speech, and he was wiser and more patient than I. By Allah, he never missed a sentence that I liked in my own prepared speech, but he said the like of it or better than it spontaneously. After a pause he said, O Ansar, you deserve all the qualities that you have attributed to yourselves, but this question of caliphate is only for the Quraysh, as they are the best of the Arabs as regard their descent and homeland. And I am pleased to suggest that you choose either of these 2 men, so give the bay'ah to either of them as you wish. And then Abu Bakr held my hand and Abu Ubaidah bin al-Jarrah's hand, who was sitting amongst us. I hated nothing of what he had said except that proposal, for by Allah I would rather have my neck chopped off as expiation for a sin than become the ruler of a nation, one of whose member is Abu Bakr, unless at the time of my death my own self suggests something I don't feel at present. And then one of the Ansar said, I am the pillar on which the camel with the skin, disease, eczema rubs itself to satisfy the itching. That is, I am a noble, and I am as a high-class palm tree. O Quraysh, there should be one ruler from us and one from among you. Then there was a hue and cry among the gathering, and their voices rose so that I was afraid there might be great disagreement. So I said, O Abu Bakr, hold your hand out. He held his hand out, and I gave the bay'ah to him. And then all the emigrants gave the bay'ah, and so did the Ansar afterwards. And so we became victorious over Sa'd bin Ubadah, whom al-Ansar wanted to make a ruler. One of the Ansar said, you have killed Sa'd bin Ubadah. That is, you have prevented him from being caliph. I replied, Allah has killed Sa'd bin Ubadah. Omar added, by Allah, apart from the great tragedy that had happened to us, that is, the death of the Prophet, peace be upon him, there was no greater problem than the bay'ah given to Abu Bakr, because we were afraid that if we left the people, they might give the bay'ah after us to one of their men, in which case we would have given them our consent for something against our real wish, or would have opposed them and caused great trouble. So if any person gives the bay'ah to somebody to become a caliph without consulting the other Muslims, then the one he has selected should not be given the bay'ah lest both of them should be killed.